If you're planning on relocating to Brazil, this video is for you. In Brazil, we don't speak Spanish, we speak the Brazilian Portuguese. In this video, I'll be telling you the importance of learning the Brazilian Portuguese and why you need to take this language seriously. Stay tuned. What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. As you can see, my face looks so dull. I'm just recovering from a light sickness. I was sick like last week. I went to the hospital and I had an injection and I got some medications. So I'm still on medications. But that's not the reason why I'm making this video. Communication is very important and learning a new language can be very tasking. Most people ask me, is it compulsory I learn the Brazilian Portuguese before moving to Brazil? What is the importance of learning this Brazilian Portuguese while I'm in Brazil, while I'm trying to make a total relocation to Brazil? Can I still get a job while learning this Brazilian Portuguese? This and that. And my answer is always take the language seriously. Not everybody has a knack for learning or picking up languages. Not everybody has that enthusiasm or have the ability to learn or pick up new languages. But I'm sorry to burst your bubble. It is very important you take the language of a particular country you're staying in, you're living in, not just visiting, you're living in. It's important to take the language seriously. It's going to help you a lot. So in this video, I'll be talking about why it is very important for you to take the Brazilian Portuguese, this language, seriously. If you're planning on relocating to Brazil or you're already in Brazil, you don't need to have learned the Brazilian Portuguese from wherever you're coming from. You can learn it while you're in the country, through immersion. But I would advise that you learn a few basic things or a few basic Portuguese before relocating down to Brazil, at least to help you communicate basically amongst the people or sort of. So let's get into the video. Let's get into the main reason why we're here, why you are watching me right now. And the number one importance of learning this Brazilian Portuguese is it helps make your daily life seamless. If you're learning the Brazilian Portuguese, the important thing is it helps make your daily life seamless. Imagine you're trying to go to the grocery store, you're trying to get something at the bakery, or you're trying to understand informations at the train station, some sort of, or even at the bus park. You see that you need to really learn this language because it's going to save you a lot of stress. So for you to be able to enjoy living in Brazil, you need to make the effort of learning this language because it's just going to make your life easy. You will be able to know how to understand your views. You'll be able to integrate yourself into the community, connect to your community around you, basic interaction. So you need to learn the basic things like how to buy, how to greet, how to excuse yourself, and how to just communicate in the basic form. At least that's the first way of starting. That's the first way of starting. Number 2 point is deeper cultural immersion. While you might be able to experience some aspect of the Brazilian culture without understanding Portuguese, but you'll be missing out on so much more that you can actually tap into by learning the Brazilian Portuguese. Understanding the nuances of conversations, your ability to appreciate the humor in local expressions. You'll be able to connect to Brazilians on a deeper level. And the Brazilians will also appreciate these connections. You'll be able to interact with the community. You feel like you belong in the community. This is actually cool. But some people will say, I just want to live my life. I don't want too much interaction. I go to work, I come back, enjoy myself, go out and just come back. I don't want too much of interaction. But that's not fun. Your ability to be able to connect to people, converse with people, the Brazilian people, enjoy yourself, at the bar, chilling with your neighbors, drinking some beers, taking some or eating some churrascos. And that's how relationships are being built. So the language is very important. The third importance of learning Brazilian Portuguese if you're planning on relocating to Brazil is this: stronger professional opportunities. Why some international companies in Brazil operate in English? Knowing Portuguese will significantly expand your job prospect. You'll be able to network effectively. You'll be able to understand local business practices. You will also be able to communicate with your colleagues, even with clients. You'll be able to build relationship from that networking. You're trying to get a contract, you are trying to penetrate a market area, you're trying to do some research, and you need feedbacks from people. If you're aspiring to be a local business owner, you see that you need the Brazilian Portuguese. So that's the third point. As simple as that. There are many opportunities that can open. You don't know who might help you when you network at a bar, you network at a party, you network at conferences, at meetings, at different hangouts. You need the Brazilian Portuguese. It's just communication is one of the ways of life. Speaking is one of the ways of life. And it's going to make more sense when you can speak English and you can also speak the Brazilian Portuguese. You even have upper hand than the Brazilian that only speak the Brazilian Portuguese in Brazil. If you can speak English and if you can speak the Brazilian Portuguese. And number 4 importance is building meaningful relationships. As I've said in my previous point, you need to network. While you network, you begin to build relationships with people. You make jokes, you laugh, you understand their jokes, the sarcasm in the local expression. You need to learn the Portuguese to integrate yourself, to be able to connect with the people and to build that relationship, that stronger relationship. It can be over a beer, it can be with your neighbors. So learning the Brazilian Portuguese helps you to build a relationship with people. And you don't know where the opportunities are going to come from. The opportunities can come from anywhere amongst all these relationships you've built. So you need to take the language seriously. Don't feel like you're too old to learn a new language. Don't feel like my brain can't pick up a new language. I know it's very hard. It's very difficult, but you just need to try your best. Learn one or two. Nobody's saying you should be perfect at this language. Nobody's saying you should be perfect. You just need to, at least 40% is okay for you. If that's what you want to reach, 50% is okay for you. And language learning is continuous. It's like continuous to death, because even the English I'm speaking, as English is my official language in my country, Nigeria, I still don't know all the English words. There are some words I still look up in the dictionary. There are some phrases I still look up. There are some idioms I still look up on Google or in the dictionary, or different words in the dictionary. So is the Brazilian Portuguese. You can't know every word. You might not know some words related to medicine. You might not know some words related to the hospital activities. You might not know some words related to finance or some other things. But you might not know all those words, but you can know a few that can still help you with your daily life. Remember the first point. It makes your daily life seamless. So relationships are very important. If you want to go far in life and you want to really achieve that success and tap into many opportunities in this country, you need to build relationships. And how can you build relationships? You need to learn the Brazilian Portuguese. Take it seriously. So that's the fourth point. The fifth importance is enhanced safety and security. You don't know where you might find yourself. You can find yourself in different circumstances that can be very detrimental to you, very detrimental to your life, or whatsoever. And you need at least some form of Portuguese to be able to talk yourself out of some situations that look very ugly. Imagine you're being questioned by the police, or somebody is trying to harass you, or somebody is lying against you that you did this, you abused them, you don't even do anything. But how will you be able to defend yourself? So you need to learn the language to be able to defend yourself in case you find yourself in very stupid and messy situations. What if there was a raid and they begin to question different people? Of course, we have the translator, you can try to translate, but in some cases of emergency, nobody has time to start typing things like on your translator. Sometimes I even go to the restaurant, back then I want to translate some things. I want to use my translator, even go to the hospital, translate some things on translator. The nurses, the receptionists don't have that time. They don't have all day to be typing back with you. They don't have all day. Even if you tell them to talk slowly, they don't have all day, they still talk fast. This still brings us back to the point of you don't know the situation you might find yourself. So if you can understand some basic Portuguese, you'll be able to know some signs maybe some information that's been passed on the train, okay, or some people are talking about some things that happened around some place. You must not go there, you must not do this, you must not do that. How will you understand? You will not even be able to listen to rumors, and sometimes rumors are actually true. Okay, rumors are not true. I don't know. But you need this information because you don't know which information might be saving your life. You don't know which information might help you to get out of a messy or shitty situations that can be detrimental to you. So you need a language. You need a language. You need the language. You'll be able to understand warnings. You communicate effectively with local authorities if needed. You understand? You need it. You need it. So the sixth importance of learning Brazilian Portuguese if you're planning on relocating to Brazil is it shows that you respect and you appreciate the Brazilian culture and its people. It shows that you are interested and really invested in wanting to know more about the Brazilian culture and its people. They appreciate it. They appreciate it. So it's like a sign of respect. When a Brazilian sees you speaking the language, the Portuguese, and they see that you're having issues, they will ask you, okay, you're not from here, right? You're a foreigner. Yes. Where are you from? They communicate with you and they be like, even Portuguese is difficult for them, and they still be like, you're trying. Like they appreciate that effort you're putting. So I always tell you guys, you can't just say you want to come to a country. You need to integrate yourself into the country. You need to enjoy the country. You need to immerse yourself in the culture. You need to integrate yourself in the culture, in the community. Communicate with people. Enjoy their music. Enjoy their culture, their style, some of their way of life. If it matches, if it interests you, pick the things you can pick. Drop the things you can drop. But the first point of anything whatsoever is learning the language. You need to learn the language. So guys, if you always watch my video, as I always say, I want to just connect more with the Brazilian people. I love Brazil. I love Brazil. I'm not the only one that loves Brazil. A lot of people also loves Brazil. So don't be pessimistic about the language. Oh, how can I learn the language? How can I do this? How can I do that? Picking up a new language is very fun. It's a challenge, but it's worth it at the end of the day. So my last point is unlocking travel and explorations. Why there are some tourist-friendly areas in Brazil that speak English. When you go to Rio, you still see some foreigners in Rio, Copacabana. You'll be able to communicate with them. You see some Europeans, you'll be able to communicate with them, speak English, speak some of your languages, maybe German, whatsoever. You meet other people. Won't it be fun if you want to unlock more travel potentials or more travel explorations? You want to go to the north of Brazil. You want to connect to the roots, the Brazilian roots. You want to travel to the east of Brazil, the north of Brazil, the south of Brazil, around Brazil. And you want to go and connect more with the locals, the indigenes. You want to hear the origins of a particular community. You want to hear their story. You want to hear their point of view. You need to travel, right? Sao Paulo is very modern. Rio is modern too. A lot of places are actually modern, but you want to hear, if you really want to, while you're traveling, you don't just want to visit the fancy restaurants, fancy beaches or all sorts of. You want to go to some waterfalls. You want to attend some functions, in the community. You need the Brazilian Portuguese now to be able to unlock those explorations. You want to ask questions, converse with the indigenes. You need the Brazilian Portuguese. And that is it for that. I said that one was my last point. But this is my last point now. Navigating bureaucracy with ease. You might want to understand um, some things about the government agencies. You might want to understand some things around banks in Brazil, opening a bank account. You want to sign a lease on a property. You want to do all sorts of. Of course, you might pay translators to help you translate some of these documents, but it can be very expensive and very time consuming. So you need to learn this Portuguese to be able to understand this bureaucracy with ease. No, it's not every time you want to be using translators. You need to understand the paperwork, different paperwork around, around whatever you're going to be doing now, whatever transaction you're going to be doing. You need to navigate bureaucracy with ease. You can't pay translators every time. It's time consuming and it's very expensive. So guys, you need to take this language seriously. If you're planning on relocating to Brazil, not just visiting, even if you're planning on visiting Brazil, you need to learn a few Portuguese, a few basic Portuguese to help you with the day-to-day activity. But if you're planning on relocating to Brazil, you need to take this Brazilian Portuguese seriously. You need to take it seriously. See, this is how it's going to help you. So let me tell you some things that can help you. You need to enjoy the process. You need to enjoy the challenge. It's very difficult, trust me. It will be as if you want to run mad. Your head is so full, but you need to enjoy the process. It's like you need to imagine yourself, you need to picture yourself in that future, that you want to be featured in. You speaking the Brazilian Portuguese, you conversing with people, ability to be able to speak your indigenous language, speak English, and speak the Brazilian Portuguese. It's fun. Guys, it's fun. See, forget about the accent now. Forget about getting it right. You need to start. Make all the mistake. Don't be ashamed. Don't be shy. Try to make all the mistake you want to make. But you need to get started. And if the language is what is discouraging you from traveling to Brazil, sit back, relax, have a rethink. Find courses you can do online. Find teachers that can help you learn the Brazilian Portuguese. Look into, some of them give free trials. Look into the way they teach. If they are good teachers and you see that you can assimilate faster while they teach you and you can communicate, you can pick up some things gradually. It helps your learning style. Book that course, book that class, get started. So guys, learning the Brazilian Portuguese is very important and you need to take it very serious. So guys, this is all I have to say in this video. Thank you for always watching my video. Thank you for always dropping a comment. Thank you for always liking my video. And to some of you that share my video, I appreciate it. And some of you that don't share my video, try share my video. We're at 1,100 guys. Let's take this channel to 5,000 subscribers. So guys, peace out. Valeu, obrigado. Ciao, ciao.